Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Mitch from We in Tennessee. And today's video, I just saw somebody get blasted on Facebook that wants to come from California here to Tennessee. Now, got to be very careful how I say this because I don't know, it could be offending depending on your political status here. So here we go. Let's dive in. I wish I had taken a screenshot, but it was my wife was on this California to Tennessee, group. And basically somebody came out and said, "Hey, I'm coming from California to Tennessee." This is hilarious. You got to stay with me on this one. And they were saying something like, "Does anybody know any good places to live near Vanderbilt?" Now, if you don't know where Vanderbilt College, it's near Nashville. And they said, "Yeah, I'm a progressive." Not sure why they had to mention that, but I guess maybe they wanted to stay with other progressives. But they're like, "Does anybody have any recommendations on where to buy a house or live in Tennessee?" And I was like, "Oh no, they just did not come out and say that." I mean, it was really cringy to see that. I mean, it was like somebody coming to Tennessee from Alabama to the nearest bar or restaurant and start rooting for Alabama in the middle of all these Tennessee folks. You're just like, "Oh no, they just didn't do that." Or, it would be like somebody bringing a bag of cheeseburgers to a weight loss group. It's like, why would you do that? Why would you ask that, say that? And so what was even more cringy was to read the comment section. And like I said, they got blasted. So here was the gist of what people were saying. And, you could tell people were trying to be nice, but it didn't work out very good. They were like, "Well, if that's the situation," they're like, "you keep your politics back in California." And that was one of the nice ones. They were just saying, "Why would you even come here asking that?" They're like, "You just stay where you are." Another person said, "That's how California became the way it is, all these progressives and slowly turning California into what it is today." And so they said, "Don't bring that here to Tennessee." Now it's just interesting to read that because I'm like, you just want to disown everything about California when you read stuff like that. In fact, I've been slowly not even mentioning the fact that I'm from there, or I get cringy just saying that. I'm like, because people will ask, "Where are you from?" And I'm like, "Oh man, don't ask me that." But, you just have to, being over a year here in Tennessee, you're just like, "Oh, come on, figure this out. Tennessee, conservative, red state. Don't do this. You're going to make all of us even look worse than the way it was before we even got here." And so I was just looking through all the comments and I'm like, "You're getting blasted. Why does that keep happening?" But anyway, it just was on and on. Each person was like, "Stay there, stay home, don't come here." Another person said, "Tennessee is a red state, conservative state, pro gun, anti abortion. You stay home." And, being, the way I am here, a year in, I don't think I can come across that forceful. I'm still considered a newbie, a transplant. And I feel like I'm getting more and more like, "Hey, this is my home." But, to come across that forceful, I don't think I don't know. Do you think I have the right to be that forceful? Anyway, I'm just trying to be nice, and I know there's some progressives out there that are genuinely nice people, but that's just it, is what are they progressing towards? And you can see the writing on the wall. They're progressing towards more liberal minded things, like open borders, and I could go on and I won't. But anyway, it was just one of those things. And I hear what you guys are saying, because when I first started this channel, a lot of you were like, I guess, unsure about why I was even here. And some of you guys told me, keep your politics in California. And I was like, hey, back off. I'm one of you guys. I want to keep Blount and the whole, Blount County and all of Tennessee conservative and red and God-fearing and freedom and all the things that we've mentioned before. And so, long story short, no, I guess this has not been a short story, but those of you that are still in California, that's what you're going to run into here in Tennessee. They're already locked and loaded. Like, what is your political stance? In fact, that was one of the things I was asked, as soon as I got here. What is your political stance? You better be ready to say, I'm with you guys. I'm conservative. I mean, I don't know. I don't even think you want to fake it, because people out here can smell a faker a mile away, because they'll just watch what you do. They'll probably hunt down your social media and figure out, hey, what is the real you? But hey, I'm not coming across as judgmental. I'm coming across as, okay, man, this person really did not understand how things are in here in Tennessee. If you want to be progressive, you might hit up some of these other states that are leaning more that way. But I'm just going to give you guys some advice. If you're coming to Tennessee as a progressive, take it from this guy that, from all the people I've talked to and people on that Facebook page, you might want to rethink this. I don't know. I guess your bigger cities like Memphis and Nashville are already leaning that direction. But there's still a lot of folks in those, cities that are just going to be, you're going to get some kickback on that one, okay? And so it was just interesting, guys, to read that still, I mean, it's been a long time since people have been coming from California here to Tennessee. And you might want to ask those folks, what's your verb? Okay? Instead of what's your pronoun, ask them what their verb is. If they are fleeing California, it's most likely political, immoral things going on. If they're just saying, it's too high priced, I don't necessarily think they might be fleeing. They might be relocating. You know what I'm saying? So always check their verbs. We escaped, or you can say, yeah, we fled California because of their immoral, political, COVID mandates, no freedom. We wanted to come where life was better here in Tennessee. Okay, guys, so in the news, California, this is why we left. Chino Hills Unified School District is being sued by the state of California. Your Attorney General, Rob Bonta, wants to sue the district because of their policy to inform parents if the student wants to go by a different pronoun other than the one that's on their birth certificate, or if the student wants to go into a bathroom that is different than what's on their birth certificate. Are you kidding me? And so, guys, if you're wondering why we left California, it's because of all this ridiculousness. And, it's a lawsuit, it hasn't been decided upon yet, but obviously the district is going to need some type of legal counsel, and that's where your money is going to be going towards, defending the school district against this craziness. I'm sorry. If I'm a teacher at that school and a boy wants to go into a girl's bathroom, I don't think so. And if I'm a teacher at that school, I am not going to be calling Steve Sally. I'm sorry. I'm going to be calling home going, is this okay with you? It just feels like California is shutting the parents out, and somehow the kids, because we would still be calling these kids, have all of the rights, all of the, freedom to be doing whatever they want, and parents have no say in it. And so, guys, that's why we came to Tennessee, is there is none of this ridiculousness here. And that's what would happen in California. I would read stuff like that, and it would just get me sick to my stomach, where I just wanted to get out. I'm sorry, I'm gone. I'm not dealing with this mess anymore. And it still makes me sick to read this kind of stuff. But I'm just happy that it doesn't happen here. because, you know, if you're a teacher in California and this mess is happening, you're pretty much going to lose your job. And that's what I would have done, because I would have said, no, you're not going into the girls' bathroom, sir, or boy, whoever you are. And yeah, I probably would have been fired. And that's, you know, I didn't want that to happen. I just would rather excuse myself and come out here to beautiful Tennessee, where a boy and a girl, legally, that's what we call you, that's what we go by. I'm not going to mess with all this other stuff. And I'm using that word stuff because this is a friendly channel here. But that's just the ridiculousness, guys, of what's happening. And so, you know, I'm going to still pray for my state, pray for my family, pray for my friends, that this stuff has to stop. And, you know, it would be easy for folks to say, well, it's not going to stop, it's going to get worse. But, you know, in my heart, I believe in God, and I believe He's powerful enough to change all of this. So I'm still going to pray that things change, that things get better. But as far as right now goes, that's why I'm here in Tennessee. That's why we left with all those crazy COVID mandates. I was fearing that if you're not vaccinated, you don't have a job. That's what was going to happen. And, you know, I wasn't going to go through the whole school year and miss my chance of teaching here. And so again, that's, if you don't know my story, that's why we're here. We decided as soon as that 2021, 2022 school year was done, we were out, came here, hoping to get a job because nothing was guaranteed. So pray for California, because that's the kind of thing that's happening right now. Okay, so I have learned something coming here to Tennessee, and it's a piece of advice for everybody, and I got to tell myself that too. When you're driving, especially you younger folk, have to understand that Tennessee has a lot of retired folks. I can't even believe that I'm considering, like, you know, I'm getting to that point where I'm thinking about retirement. But anyway, so you're going to have a lot of retired folks. When you're driving, you have to understand that that person going in front of you that's going really slow, or whatever issue is, might be just somebody who's a little older than you and, you know, can't go as fast as you or doesn't want to go as fast as you. And so I'll be honest, there's a lot of times where I'm driving and I'm like, what is this person like, or why are they going so slow? And then somehow I pass them and I look over and I'm like, man, I feel like a rotten person. And so I just have to tell myself, you know, every time I come across a car going really slow on those 2-lane roads where there's nothing you can really do about it, you just have to take a deep breath and go, okay, that could be, and I don't want to be thinking that I could be a grandpa, but that could be somebody's grandpa or grandma, and they need to be given some grace, given some deep breaths. 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. You know, I'm not in a hurry, even though you might be. And so you just have to, you know, give these folks a chance to get where they're going. You know, at least they didn't cause an accident, we hope. But I guess the bottom line is, give these elderly, retired folks, you know, some grace, because, you know, they're, you know, again, not even want to go as fast as you are. They're wanting to be careful. They want to stay alive for those grandkids. Let's cut them a break when we're driving. And this guy is the first one I'm going to tell on that. Okay, guys, so sorry I didn't have any driving for you this week, but just a lot of things in the news. A lot of things are super busy. And so I just thought I would bring just these topics to you. I'll do some driving for you this next week for next weekend's video. Okay, guys? Thank you so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you like what you see, and it just tells me that you guys like what you see, and I'll keep bringing these videos to you. Okay, guys? Have a great weekend. I will see you next week.